I'm really excited about this class. I think the thing that excited me the most was flying around the country for the last 2 weeks, getting in homes with these guys and seeing what type of kids they are, what kind of personalities they have. Best thing about them is they love football, they love the game, they're excited, they want to be at Nebraska. I would walk out almost every house and say, we got a chance to win a lot of games with kids like this coming to the program. It was anxious. It just kind of fell this year that a lot of the kids that we really were invested in and wanted in our program were making late decisions. I heard all the talk early on about how we were behind, and we kind of knew that, but we were kind of betting on ourselves in recruiting and had a lot of really good targets out there, and luckily we were able to land quite a few of them. Yeah, T-Fish, I got to tell you, every year there's a superstar on our staff in recruiting. This year, he's one of the top guys. He has a lot of relationships down in Florida from his time there, both in North Florida where he grew up and down south where he's recruited for a long time. He knocked it out of the park this year, and that's really valuable for a football team to have a coach that can go out of state like that and bring in the type of talent that he brought in. Yeah, I don't want to say too much about details, but this process is tough on a lot of recruits. It's tough on 18-year-olds. I think sometimes they have to sort out rumors and truths and falsehoods, and in some situations that can go right up to signing day and when they put their name on the paper. So that's just kind of how recruiting goes, and I'm just glad Coach Fish is going to be with us for a long time. We're going to get to a point in this program where we're not probably going to look to sign very many. I think we'll look to sign a junior college player if they're a great player, and if we have a need at the position. We kind of felt like we needed a little immediate help at certain spots, receiver being one, and maybe pass rusher. So we went out and got some guys. I think the lesson we've learned over time as coaches is we have to make sure we're getting the right guys from the junior college ranks too, and love the character and personality of the kids we got. We got Deontay Williams as an example of a kid we got from a junior college that is the right kind of guy on top of being the right kind of player, and those are the type of guys we want. The best meal I might have ever had on a recruiting visit was at Logan's house. His mother and grandmother made us some good southern food, some barbecue, some fried okra, some green beans. So he was already one of my favorites, but that helped him climb the list real fast. We look for quarterbacks that throw it well, that can run, and that have the right mentality. Logan's a guy that understands the game, had a really good junior year, unbelievable senior year. And I've said this a couple times already today, but really impressed me and all of us with his toughness and what he did in the playoffs in Alabama. So he's a guy we had to hold some people off on late that we're trying to get back in on him, but he's an early enrollee too, and I expect him to come in and compete right away. That's one position, I think, wide receiver, where we need to improve. Obviously, we have a couple really good pieces. JD's been a phenomenal player around here for a long time, and we're lucky to have him back another season. I'm excited to coach a guy that could be the all-time leading receiver in Nebraska history and have a piece of that as his coach. Really impressed with his toughness and what he's done for his entire career at Nebraska. Obviously, Wandale, everybody saw what he can do this year. Was ashamed to have him a little hurt at the end of the year, but we're excited about what he can bring next year. I think we got a lot of young receivers in the program already that we're excited to work with in spring. I think getting Keyshawn Green out of Florida really helped solidify what we got there. We got Va from California. Thought we needed to add a little depth to the inside linebacker room. He's really a run and hit guy that we're excited about. I have no doubt he's going to help our football team. Keyshawn is an unusual athlete. When you watch his tape, just his ability to close to the football and make plays is pretty special. That was a tough get, and he came up to Lincoln last weekend and fell in love with it and is anxious to get back. Outside linebacker is definitely a position that we wanted to address. Kind of started this whole thing off with Blaze Gunnerson from Iowa, and huge compliment, but if I have a son, I do have a son. So someday I hope he's as big as Blaze, but I also hope he's that good a kid. So we're excited about him. Nico Cooper's just a specimen of an outside linebacker that we think could play in a lot of different places for us and help out with pass rush. And then Jamari Butler's another kid that we got late from Alabama. Another kid that when you walk in with the room with him, you can see the potential there. And his tape's really good too, and he shows a lot of ability to get after the quarterback. So we felt like we needed to improve ourselves in that area, and really like who we got.